Good Filipino morning to everybody. Oh, that's kind of sad. It shows that I have zero eyes watching. Oh, okay, jump to six. But it's okay. We can pre-record this, and uh, sorry about that. Business duties call. Um, oh, it's nothing important. Anyway, we're a little bit, hectic right now because our employee June is taking his 1 week off because his schedule is like 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So he has, like a little bit more time to spend with his family. And also, I'm trying new gadgets here. I'm running this live stream via my cell phone. My first time doing so. So if I don't get back to every um, comment, if I address every comment, I sincerely apologize. And also, Princess I back there is keeping busy because we're flying solo today. The two girls are at school, and June, our employee, is back in Bohol right now. And Chicken Legs, thank you for your support, man. I always see you on top of the list, like before I even go live. Really appreciate you. I will never forget that. And Tony Asia, thank you for tuning in. Jared, let's see here. Notification just popped. Okay, thank you very much for the support, Jared. Sean, my how should I say this? My abnormal or my not normal subscriber. Always appreciate you tuning in. I know you have, like you're married and whatchamacallit. Not my typical audience, as you put it. Thank you for tuning in, your support, Sean. I am very grateful. Jan on the Lamb, welcome, welcome. And I just want to acknowledge you, Jan on the Lamb, for your contribution to Ed Marie's dental work from our last video. Very grateful. That was very generous. And the amount that you sent, is will go a long way. Although, like we do not know what kind of work she needs done. And Sunday is her typical day off. Sometimes she does have, overtime, so on or whatnot. But just to give you a reference, Princess I here, honey, come back. Where are you going? I'm here. Princess I here, like her braces that she recently put on. How much is your braces, honey?
Because she's my friend, she gave it to me like 25.
Okay, 25,000, which is about the amount that you sent Jan on the lamb. And of course, with Ed Marie, she's not getting braces. Like the work is different. But just to give you a reference, braces like that for the whole work, the entire length of time back in the States is absurdly high. But here in the Philippines, because the dentist is also her friend, like there's going to be discretions going to be made. So we haven't broken the news to Ed Marie yet. We're gonna do that on camera on this upcoming Sunday, just to see her reaction. But we'll get that done. Okay, Jen. Really appreciate your contribution. Okay, she's gonna go back to cooking because again we're flying solo. And then okay, so we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty here, and stealing the phrase from my mentor Calvin. But first and foremost, I'm just very happy to announce that we have as of St. Patrick's Day, like we officially, like incorporated our motorcycle crew. Now we're just starting as a scooter crew, but like we will evolve to big bikes, street bikes, and then we're gonna make it fun, and then we're going to keep the membership to exclusively lawmen and expats. So for those who are who are watching and have any intention in coming to the Philippines, and if this is something that is that appeals to you, it's just like, and if you want to, like what you would call it, add to the group or initiate, if I may, for a lack of better word, like yeah, you're more than welcome to reach out to us, And then we currently have three police officers who consist of one investigator, one detective, as well as one patrolman. And then we have like a list of about 24 different police officers who um, is highly interested in joining the group. However, they haven't had the chance due to the work schedule. And then we will go ahead and as soon as we hit 20 members, we will go ahead and work on the hierarchy and start appointing, treasurers and different, positions to each person. Of course, me being the founder, Jason Tower of Traveling Machinist is the co-founder, and then we will, and June being our personal assistant, being the secretary, and we're going to incorporate, and then we're going to work on the hierarchy as well as start to work on the purchase of big bikes. We're focusing on Italian bikes, Ducatis and Aprilias. Me personally, I always favor the Aprilias. I just thought that they are good machines from past experience. But then again, I haven't ridden an Aprilia for a good part of 20 years. But I want to get back to that. And then, we're going to be seeking out a lot of outdoor activities as a group and doing a lot of fundraiser rides to support the local community. And just to add to what Q Adventures is doing. And then on top of that, because the group mainly consists of lawmen, and soon we will be reaching out to military folks, so we can take advantage of that and uh, start exploring the no-go zones. Take advantage of the insider information just to make sure, we what part of the no-go zone we can explore, and what kind of contact that we can establish to kind of secure the area while we're there, to have a higher presence of law enforcement as well as military individuals, personnels, just to make sure that, while we're exploring the no-go zones, uh, it'll be semi-safe for us, or as safe as it gets. So, but other than that, we're going to be doing a lot of riding, a lot of outdoor activity, camping, exploring indigenous areas, and just rough camping. There's no glamping over here, and or not that I know of. So we're going to explore all that. So anybody who was interested in getting to, be involved, feel free to reach out. And again, we're not, we're going to put an emphasis on street bikes, sport bikes. So yeah, there you have it. And then let's see what else we're going on. Okay, as far as Q Adventures is concerned, uh, I have made a good effort in putting together, a new series, which is Q's Kids, with the last video being Ed Marie. And, we try to follow up, put a follow up video on some of these kids that we actively, supporting, sponsoring, as well as mentoring. So, just so that you viewers can understand my position, it's not a, what I do here is not a overnight thing. It's like we don't meet somebody who is in need and then just drop them a stack of cash, which is something that I totally am against, um, and just walk away. For us, we're in it for the long run. We continuously follow up with these kids and offer support. With the most recent video with Ed Marie, I get a lot of comments, not only on the comments of the video, as well as, you guys reaching out to me on, personal level, I should do this and I should do that with Ed Marie, with the emphasis on the dental work. I totally understand, but please, uh, put your feet in my shoes for a little bit. As many kids as we are looking after, I have to prioritize things, just to make sure that my that first and foremost, myself and I, Princess I, will be healthy ourselves. On a personal, financial, and psychological level. If we are not healthy ourselves, we are not in any position to assist anybody, mentor anybody, or like do anything positive for the community. And as many kids that as we're involved with or mentoring with, like there's I've made mention a few times, but I've never put them on video. Like this little 12-year-old kid Joshua. Like he's not uh, he doesn't articulate in English. His English skills are not that I mean it's pretty much non-existent. So but he's a very bright, I sense that he's a very high IQ kid. So like we've been mentoring him in the background, but we've never done a feature video of him because number one of his age, and number two because of his lack of English ability. And of course, like I don't want to go through the entire editing process of like the translation and stuff like that. Um, and then the little kid who did the tire repair, the vulcanizing. Similarly, like he's the same age as Joshua, and we're in the background, like trying to extend as much, like mentorship as well as assistance as we can. But again, due to his age and his father passing away, not even a year ago, he's going through some kind, some major psychological, like hardship. So we're taking a step back, and again, because of his age and uh, mental state, we cannot impose ourselves, and just but of course, like we're not able to, document that on video as well because we don't want to get too much in depth of or too intrusive in their personal, situation. So please understand, and um, yeah, and we're doing the best we can, and with with what we have. And then also, like in the recent days, it's just like my viewership for Q Adventures has dropped due to multiple reasons. First and foremost, a lot of subscribers that I have gained from the Ken videos, like it just seems like they're just not interested in my other content, other than Ken. So which I completely understand, which is fine. And then secondly, it's just like we've been very busy training our new hire June, who started March 1st. And of course, like for myself, I like to lead by example. So, for the when we go hit up those hotels and resorts and stuff like that, the concierge desk for the first few days, like I physically went with him, and did the work so he can observe. And thereafter, I allow him to do it while I stay back and observe and kind of just give him constructive criticism. And then yesterday, like we interviewed two people, to because we've opened up some job opportunities. We're looking to hire 4 positions over here, and we are in attempt to create sensible employment here on Mactan Island, Lapu-Lapu City, and Marbago in specific. And the 2 jobs that I have that I interviewed for yesterday, they are a salesperson. We offer them, like a minimum base guarantee plus commission. And like during the interview, I made it clear to them, or the way I structure it, it's a little very different from what the Philippines is accustomed to, but very common for like someone like me who grew up in Los Angeles. I've done this all my life. It's like a minimum wage base plus commission, so it just motivates you to work smarter rather than harder, and take advantage of the opportunity. But the earnings potential, for the 2 positions that are the sales position that I'm looking for to hire urgently is they have the potential to earn 2,000 pesos per day, and it's not difficult. They just have to be willing to do so. All things considered, the minimum wage here is about 400 some odd pesos per day. So they have the opportunity or the opportunity or the potential to earn 5 times their daily income. And it's just let's just see what we come across. Iron Horse, really appreciate you supporting us. Oh yeah, just getting back to my point, it's just like because of everything that we're doing, as well as the growth of our business, it's just like we have to take a step back a little bit for, or slow down a little bit for the philanthropy work that we're doing, because we don't want to overextend ourselves, and once again, I just, like we had the intention to help Ed Marie with her dental work and mitigate that situation. uh, but again, we have to go about it very intelligently, or logically, practically. But again, Jan, thank you very much for jumping in and making the generous offer. So we can go ahead and mitigate the situation sooner than later. So she can work on her confidence as well. Yeah, chicken legs. I totally agree. 28 is pretty low, but then again, I haven't been too active on YouTube, and like my video uploads have been very um, far apart. So I'm losing the attention of a few. So I completely understand. But I thank you guys for being in there with me and being hardcore. I will always remember that. Sean. Even though my memory is deteriorating due to my age and my life choices, but yeah, for sure, John, it's sorry, Sean. I remember, you know who have been good to me and who have uh been not so good to me. I remember, it's just like people like yourself, Jan on the Lamb, Iron Horse, Chicken Legs, Paul K, Paul Kushbach, Randy Kephart, and a few others that I'm not because I have so many distractions in the background if I forget your name. Oh, Nikki Page, Victoria, I remember, because without you guys it wouldn't be me. Like, you guys are the hardcore supporters. I wish that I have more of you. Then everything would be good. It's just like, once again, it's just like I never asked for anything. I never asked for donations, nothing of such. It's just like, but you guys being, supportive, it just allows me the opportunity to generate AdSense income from YouTube. And then with that, along with my income on the motorbike rental business, it's just like I'm able to do the philanthropy work that I do. And I'm able to, make other investments and expand. It's just like there's a lot of things that are upcoming. We're looking to build a boat, to offer our subscribers, visitors, and supporters alike for activities, like pretty adventurous activities that are not available here. We have a cajillion island hopping services here, but they all have the same itinerary, and there's like hundreds of these, like itty bitty uninhabitable islands that disappear in high tide, and as well as shipwrecks and stuff like that. And it's just unexplored. Nobody explores them. Like, even when we pay for a private boat for the entire day, with a private crew, is this like, oh yeah, can you please take me there? The answer is no. It's not within our itinerary. We've never done that before. We're not going to start now. But I want to go ahead and build a boat and offer those kind of services. And I'm getting ready to, so you guys, like Sean and everybody that I just mentioned, and also Tony Persuade. If I mispronounce your family name, Tony, I sincerely apologize. But you guys have done so much for my channel and so supportive of my channel. I remember. Uh, yeah, and my memory is not the best. So like I am very grateful for you guys that are so hardcore. If I understand you correctly, Mickey, funny. um, yeah, and JPS right here also, it's just another person that is very, very uh, supportive, and I notice all your comments and like on all my videos and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that. Yes, Jan, and I really appreciate your understanding and your like patience as well. It's just like my time is very precious to me, and it's become more limited as each day comes, and as we tackle a new endeavor. Especially with the motorbike rental business, we recently more than double our inventory, which creates a lot of like time consumption. It just it creates a good problem where we it forces us to go figure out a solution, which led us to go look for partnership with these resorts and hotels and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it, Jan. There are a few people who like on the surface are being supporters, and I'm trying to be very careful with my words here without having to offend anybody. But like they make small itty bitty donations, and then they have like a hidden agenda. And I remember them also. Those are the people that I also remember. Like just for instance, like there was a gentleman. I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to embarrass anybody. Like made a donation of $40, and like and in the process, again, I never asked him to do anything, and I never like asked for any kind of donation, but he like did it on his own. And then like after the donation was sent, and I always send a confirmation and a thank you. And thereafter, like he started asking for contact numbers of LJ's, just guests of my channel. And when I say no, and I say no to everybody, it's not, I'm not a matchmaker, I'm not a romance guru or anything like that. So I'm not like in the I'm not going to compromise or jeopardize anybody's uh, safety, security, and privacy because you sent me $40. So these hidden agendas, I see through you guys like so quickly, rather quickly. So it's just like don't even try. Once again, I can't say this enough. I never asked for anything. So if you guys do it out of your kind heart, then just do it, again, without me asking. And but then again, don't have a like a remorse about it. And another gentleman who made a $100 donation to Ed Marie's little sister, Can, Kann, not to be mistaken for Ken, who the late Ken, who has went back to London. But uh you know he started like shouting all these demands, and like, oh, you got to do this at this time. And it's just like it's not going to work that way. It's just like I do me based on the time that I have. And it's just like I work with these folks in person. It's just like, and their families in person. So you from afar think that everything that is going on here, including what is going on in the background. It just doesn't work. It's just like I'll be refunding, like who I'm talking about. I'll be refunding you $100 today. I spoke of this last live stream. Like I finally got around to like transferring money to my PayPal, and I'll be go ahead and refund you the money today. And please, going forward, don't make any donations. And if you have any hidden agendas, or you want me to do things to your specifications, like please don't. If it can. Oh, Jan, it'll definitely happen here. Yeah, I recognize, from the very first meeting that, she's in dire need of the dental work. So, like it is a priority to us. But, like we'll definitely get that done. Okay. It's just working around her schedule. And fortunately, like the dentist being I's friend, like she will open up her business, based on, like us, requesting them to. And yeah, work can be done on a Sunday as well. There's special privileges for having friends in these areas. Yeah, like the you know I get what you're saying, but the association with the one percenters, it's just the terminology is just uh, a little bit difficult for me to register. But like, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna put an emphasis on law people, law folks, and then as well as the expats. Even though these police officers and military personnel, they're not attorneys, but it's just like they're familiar enough to like properly advise foreigners like ourselves. So I'm definitely going to like encourage anybody who intends to do business here in the Philippines or have long-term residence to come and reach out and join us. Yeah, for sure, Paul. You're always welcome, Paul. And Paul, having visited us twice, and being our customer twice, both times, we sat and we, shared a few meals and uh, a few coffee in front of our house and had long chit chats. Honey, is everything okay outside? Customer left. Who is it? What's it? Is she still outside? He left. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. A little interference. But yeah, so it's just it's nice to have people who are, especially for us who was not familiar with the local laws. It's just nice to like hang out, party, or even go camping with these lawmen. These police officers here are very different from like the police officers that I'm accustomed to back home in Los Angeles. Like these officers here, they actually require a 4-year degree, as I understand it, in criminology. So there's a 4-year degree involved. It's not a 6-month training program. After the 4-year degree, they have uh, like a police academy that they have to go through before they are hired as police officials. So yeah, in my opinion, I haven't had too many personal um, um, experience with law enforcement back home, but as I understand it from here, it's just like they're a lot more knowledgeable of the law than it is back home. And then also, it's just like we are in a position, just getting back. I'm sorry, my points are jumping all over the place, but getting back to the point of our business expanding as well. We're currently, like trying to mass hire because I want to dabble with obtaining a permanent residency here in the Philippines, away from the traditional, like through marriage and the Balikbayan visa, away from SSRP, SSRV, that I personally don't qualify because I just turned 46 2 weeks ago. And yeah, so I want to dabble in the uh, first and foremost with the business visa. So like I can have a 5-year visa, multiple entry, so I don't have to do visa runs, and I don't have to like do visa renewals every 6 months or so on the tourist visa. And then after we achieve hiring 10 full-time employees with benefits and such, then it is my understanding that I qualify for permanent residency, never um, citizenship, but permanent residency. So I don't even need a visa. So like I'm gonna dabble with that and report on that. And then getting back to the acknowledging messages. And I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic, so I can't, speak and read at the same time. The feeding, good morning. Uh, Someone crash and heard the girl rider crash and hung. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. Journey with our miracle preemie. Uh, when you're on two wheels, there's always a risk. It's not if you're gonna eat it, it's when you're gonna eat it. So I'm gonna have to watch my mouth here because I'm notorious for diarrheaing from my mouth. But safety gear is very important. Although I haven't practiced wearing, like protective gears, I wear my helmets all the time. Besides, the Mayor PP situation where there was like zero traffic. But even though with zero traffic, your noggins is very important to be protected. And like I'm being a hypocrite here a little bit, but it is always, always, always necessary to have protective gears, especially when we get into the higher CC, more powerful bikes, sport bikes. It's just like we need to be like all geared up, including like the paddings, even in the back paddings. I've like for the last 10 years, I just have a lot of back problems because in my younger days, I did not wear protective gears. And going at the speed that we go, it's just like the wind vortex or something like that, hits us and it goes in the back and it just messes up your back. And I think that is a contributing factor. But other than that, it's just like uh, there's a risk involved. There's a risk involved in crossing the street. But it's just like riding in a big group. It's there's safety in numbers as well. Yeah, chicken legs. Thank you very much. And we are definitely doing our best. And I know that there's a decline in viewership, which is fine. I know sooner or later, like we are going to um, blow up, and then recently, Leah and Blair Slog's vlog, has reached out to us and promoted us as well. They have over 100,000 subscribers, and their average viewership is 48,000. And their content is more aligned with our content. They also do philanthropy work, but in a different sense. What they specifically do is reunite long lost relatives, and a lot of them are like mixed Filipino kids who has like American, British, like fathers, and then they go out of their way to reach out to these folks and reunite them. And it is a very complicated job. I mean, yeah, job as well because a lot of these parents don't want to be found. So yeah, I applaud them for what they do, and hopefully with their promoting our channel, it's going to go on an upward trend. And then there will get a point when like our businesses like calm down, or we hire enough people to look after our business. It will afford us more time to continue to pursue, go back to what made us popular in the first place, is to build houses and stuff like that. Thank you, Aaron, or AA Ron. Time to travel. You're having fun in Manila right now, so you're good to go. You don't need a job, bro. I mean, what you do personally, as I understand it, I don't want to give it away. I'm not sure if you want to keep that private. You're doing well for yourself. Yes, sir. And yeah, I was last in San Antonio myself, and I have a Texas ID myself. So yeah, America First Rifleman. Hello, hello. Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate it. And I see the notification, but I haven't went in there and take a look. But now that you pointed out, I appreciate that it's you. And yeah, it looks like guys, we're 35 minutes in, and my viewership is only 26. So I appreciate everybody joining me today. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, and also with Bernadetta's house, the skim coating, the painting, everything is done, and then we had the intention of rebuilding her kitchen, and put a stove and stuff like that. But unfortunately, like we're out of funds at the moment. So that's going to take a backseat. We're going to come back to it. It will be done. But the emphasis right now is to open up her main entranceway. So we're going to invest our money into opening up her entranceway and put a what you call it, an expedite on the business. We decided on doing a cookery, offering, like affordable food, but different, taste palette, like omelets, westernized, like breakfast food, like omelets, French fries, what's that potato thing? Hash browns, stuff like that, and just to offer the local students immediately across the street, like um, to change the taste palette a little bit and see how that works out. And we will go ahead and cater uh, to, like the students, like demands. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then meanwhile, for the 26 of you that are watching live, I really appreciate you. And then I'm going to go ahead and tune out right now. And thank you again for tuning into my channel. You ever supported my channel. Until next time, y'all have a good one. And Paul, thank you very much for buying me the coffee. Appreciate it. See you guys.